Welcome, fans, to another edition of the Great North Wrestling Podcast. My name is Jack Kilby, Executive Vice President of Great North Wrestling. And that visage that you see on the screen can only be one man, and that man is known as Bruiser. Bruiser, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Very good. Happy to be back here, getting ready for the Showdown, July 15th, Smith Falls. I can't wait to see all the welfare people.
Oh my! Before we get into some of the larger happenings on that mega event, I wanted to know if you happened to catch the comments made this afternoon on the GNW podcast by your opponent July the 15th, and that would be Hardcore Steve. Did you see that by any chance?
Yeah, I watched Hardcore Steve, mouthing off how he's going to bring the glory back to Smith Falls. But you know what? I'm going to have to prove him wrong. I mean, I give him a little credit. I underestimate him a little bit, May 6th. But, Hardcore Steve, you just don't got it. I'm going to let it be known. Because pound for pound, I'm bigger than you. Pound for pound, I'm stronger. And Stevie Ray McDaniel of Smith Falls, I'm prettier. And you know what's going to happen. Back to you, sir.
One thing, and you know what? It's funny because he commented on the fact that maybe on May the 6th, you took him a little bit lightly, or you didn't give him the respect that he felt he had coming to him after such a a brutally hard fought match. Do you now have, with some time and some reflection, do you now have a different take on Hardcore Steve and the challenge that he'll present in his hometown?
Well, I'm not going to lie. I underestimate him a little bit. I give him a little bit of respect where respect is due. You know what I mean? Steve was in the back mouthing off that his guns were bigger than mine and so on. But, I mean, at the end of the day, let's be realistic here. I was smarter than Steve because I watched Steve get gassed out a little bit. Yeah, he put me through a table, but if everybody noticed that the Bruiser let him set the tables up for the destruction of what came to him in the end. But, Steve is a bit of a mouthpiece. Yeah, he's a pretty tough guy. He's big, but a little bit maybe. I'll give it that. Just a little bit. Just a hair, Steve. Just a hair, Steve.
So the other intangible element in this, well, actually there's a couple. I'll start with the nature of the match itself. There was a lot of mayhem and a lot of destruction on May the 6th in Ottawa, but on July the 15th in Smith Falls in the Showdown, it's going to be a strict tables match. And I think Steve explained a little bit of it, but can you provide some further clarification as to what exactly that means?
Well, he's apparently thinking the first man that puts the other man through the table is going to be the winner. I don't know what kind of a little bitch he is, but let me tell you something. I won a lot of tables. And I'm that smart. Let's be realistic here. Everybody knows it's Smith Falls. You know what I mean? I'm coming to one of the welfare capitals of Ontario. I'm going to let Steve set all the tables up. Then methodically, I'm going to put him through the ball. So when is Great North Wrestling come up with one table? I don't believe it. You, sir, are the boss. I want mega tables. If it ain't bolted down, I'm going to wreck it.
Well, I think historically speaking, when we're looking at the history of table matches, traditionally the winner is determined by the first either competitor or team to go through a table in the center of the ring. And I think that would be what the Great North Wrestling Executive Committee would be looking at for this particular stipulation. But you've referred to the fans in Smith Falls rather disparagingly just on this broadcast alone, but they do represent, as they say in sports, the additional man on the field. How do you think, knowing that you're a veteran and you've wrestled everywhere and just about everyone, how do you think you're going to counter a man who's going to overwhelmingly have huge fan support there?
This is the beauty. This is the beauty. The more that people scream, the more I love it. The more they get angry, the more I feed on the positive energy of it. You know, coming in as a badass, which I am. Yeah, okay, I give Steve credit. He's going to bring all his little low-life friends who hang out around him at his house, drinking beer, whatever they do together. You know what I mean? But when the negativity's there, it pumps up my 19-inch guns, gets the big chest going, and you've seen the size of me, baby, pound for pound. I get revved. And when I get revved, I get out of control. And the more they scream, the wilder I'm going to get. So Smith Falls, go nuts. Cheer your man on, because you're cheering me on too, baby. You're cheering me on too.
Is there any, you've touched on, your size and no doubt the amount of hours that you put in the gym, but is there any training that you do that would be specialized for a tables match, or is it just as I asked Steve, another day in the office?
Well, if I may say, first of all, I want to congratulate Stevie Ray McDaniel for getting a gym membership at McDonald's. That's right, McDonald's. When I'm in a gym pumping iron steel, Steve was taking his irons and pumping the hamburgers. And I heard he was sucking on a Coca-Cola with a straw that built up his jaw muscles to mouth off about me back here in Ottawa because he's a Smith Falls over a screen. Now, that said, anybody who checks out my 613 Bruiser Instagram or my YouTube, you see I'm a badass powerhouse. Don't want to pat myself on the back.
No, don't start now, right?
Well, I can't start now. But you see, I can take the pain of a ring on my nose. I am the man. Pound for pound, I'm the strongest man in the card. Pound for pound, I'm the biggest. And like I said, I'm the prettiest. And I'm coming to Smith Falls to show all those old MILFs that hang out at McDonald's with Stevie going, oh, Stevie, what a man looks like. This is what a man should look like. That's right, Stevie. You might be younger. You got a bigger mouth. I'm older. You know what I mean? I'm seasoned like a nice bottle of wine, ladies, because that's what's going to happen. Because Stevie, when they see you, they may cheer and chirp. When they see me, they're going to go, oh, baby, would I like to get a piece of that boy? Oh, yeah. And I'll be flexing the guns and get the kids to get pictures as I'm beating you into the mat.
One issue that escapes me or I have a question about is you, by your own admission, previously indicated that you were, responsible, and the extent is open to some debate, but you were responsible for training Steve and having him under, I believe the phrase you used was the Bruiser learning tree. Where is this animosity coming from? I'm having a hard time reconciling that.
You know something? I heard that. And I'm going to tell you what happened, honestly. Now, Steve won't admit to this. And this is why he went over to, what's his name, the Harley Davidson, which I respect the man, completely. Put that aside for a minute. When he came to my group to learn to wrestle, I looked at him and I said, are you ready, man? He goes, yeah. And I looked him right in the face. I said, you haven't got the right stuff, Steve. You haven't got what it takes to get in here to roll, the bump, to come off the ropes. You don't have it. And some people say I was with him 10 years. He might have been a couple of months. You know what I mean? I give him his due. He rolled, he bumped, he cried, he bitched, as he was. That's who he is. He just didn't have it. And by hold, he disappeared. Boom, gone. So that should explain everything about the man. I mean, he ran back to Smith Falls, telling everybody what kind of a big pro wrestler I'm going to be, and hardcore Steve I am, and I'm just that guy. Steve, quit exaggerating. It's bad for your mind. It's not good for the people of Smith Falls when they see me come in and give it to you. I don't know where you're getting this idea, but you failed the classes, man. You tried diligently, but you failed. Failed. You know what that word means? Figure it out. Look it up. Oh, I forgot. You're at Smith Falls. They haven't got the mentality to look it up. Very true, Stuart. Very true.
Well, before I get your final thoughts in terms of this match and any message that you have for our great fans who are really coming out in numbers based on our pre-sales for the show.
To see me.
Well, I'll just give a little bit of a rundown on this stacked show that is going to be headlined by a wrestling appearance by the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith Jr., Harry Smith. He'll be on the show. The Blood Hunter, once again, is as I said earlier, stacking up bodies. The next opponent stepping up to answer that challenge is ECW original Nunzio, WWE alumni as well. We have Jeremy Prophet, who will be defending the Canadian title on the show, and Magnum McLaren of the Big Money Players. My man will be there, the future of professional wrestling. So we have an absolutely loaded show in addition to female women's action, Persephone Vice against Jessica Black, and quite a buzz around this next talent. Her name is Viperous from Los Angeles. She'll be there in women's action, and it's basically stacked from top to bottom. But I know a lot of the fans in Smith Falls, especially with your comments here, which I got to be honest with you, are quite inflammatory. I know you usually don't say things without an intention to back it up, but what are your final thoughts for the fans in Smith Falls as well as Mr. Hardcore Steve?
Well, they know what Steve's walking into, and I'm sure they're going to there to give him support. Steve, I'm going to give you a beat down, a good beat. I got to fix this here, get a better view of look at my beard. Like that beard? Beautiful beard.
That's very impressive.
That said, we got a great card, badass card. I fought some of these guys. I'm not going to lie. There's some tough dudes, man, there. The Blood Hunter, Prophet, Bulldog, Magnum, boom. These are some tough people. You're not going to be disappointed. Because actually, I just want to go there and wreck Smith Falls and not ever have them forget my name. And Steve, if you believe in Jesus, you better start praying now, because there will be no tomorrow. And people are asking me, Bruiser, what happens if he beats you? I've been asked this. I said, he can't beat me because he's not smart enough. But if he does beat me, which he's not going to beat me, I don't want to go to a third match. I don't want to go for this countdown. I should be holding a belt by now. I don't understand this. I'm very frustrated. If I bring that anger to the ring, to Smith Falls, that's where it should be. And sir, I think you know that, Mr. Kilby, that I should be wearing some kind of a belt, some kind of medal.
Well, we shall see. That will depend on what happens July the 15th in Smith Falls. Fans, I would be remiss if I didn't let you all know the tickets are now on sale at ticketweb.ca. That's ticketweb.ca, or at the Memorial Center box office in Smith Falls. We have a strong pre-sale, as I keep saying, so don't hesitate. Go out whatever way that you can. Grab your tickets, because I think you're going to want to definitely catch the entire card. But this encounter, the animosity is thick, and there's a lot riding on it. As I said when I interviewed Hardcore Steve, this is about respect. And honestly, I see that there's a bit of a deficit in terms of Bruiser for our great fans in Smith Falls, but also for Hardcore Steve. So we'll see how it turns out. Final thoughts, Bruiser.
Final thoughts. Everybody who thinks and doubted I can't do this, check out my Instagram, 613 Bruiser. You will see the power, not the funny stuff. Look at the power I possess and walk in there. Then look at Steve, the Big Mac man, who goes in there and eats burgers and pumps up on hamburgers. No disrespect, Steve. You're dealing with a beast. I'll be in beast mode as soon as I come out that door. Beast mode, no forgiveness, buddy. No forgiveness. And you know what? Here's what I think of Smith Falls. I don't know how many are going to show up. I figure it'll be a lot of you. And I got a real special thing made for you when I walk out. It's going to shock you all. And I hope it doesn't bother you, because I'm going to love it. And I got something special for everybody there to see what I'm going to have for you all and pretty boy Stevie Ray McDaniel, which you're not. Thank you very much for the interview. I'm happy I'm working for Great North Wrestling. Best organization I've ever worked for as far as indies goes. Number one, no word to lie.
Well, fans, definitely appreciate those remarks, Bruiser, and I will encourage you all once again hit up ticketweb.ca,
Get your
July
tickets.
15th, the big Smith Falls showdown, and you're not going to want to miss it. Take care.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates.